The woes of former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami continued as the Federal High Court in Abuja ordered the interim forfeiture of 57 properties allegedly linked to him and two of his sons, Abdulaziz and Abiru Rahman Malami, to the federal government. Justice Emeka Nwite made the order following an ex parte application filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC's head of media and publicity, Dele Oyewale, who said the property is valued at approximately 213.2 billion naira, are suspected to be proceeds of unlawful activities. According to the EFCC, the assets are spread across the Federal Capital Territory, Kebbi, Kano, and Kaduna states, and include hotels, university buildings, plazas, filling stations, warehouses, residential estates, shops, factories, and large parcels of land. The court further directed the EFCC to publish the interim forfeiture order in a national newspaper to enable any interested persons or entities to show cause within 14 days why the properties should not be permanently forfeited. I see I have Kade right here with me, and of course, Obiaruko is still standing by. Kade, it's very, very quite unfortunate with what we saw on the news with the whole Malami situation. Now that it has come to this point, with the interim forfeiture of 57 properties valued at that amount of about 213 billion traced to him. Now, do you think critics labeling Nigeria a failed state, tracing such corruption to a single individual, do you think they have a case with that allegation?
No, the word failed state, it's too weighty,
Okay.
to be deployed at this time.
Right.
But it's just to say that it is quite preposterous to look at that kind of figure, being labeled to one person,
Right.
or to one family, not even to 10 families. This is quite humongous. And I would have said, oh, maybe these are bogus figures. But I have seen EFCC has been detailed, especially with the current chairman.
Right.
They are very, is more concerned about investigation rather than the media trial. That's my experience with him. And this current administration too, they are more concerned about getting these things rather than spending so much money on lawyers. And so if there is this interim forfeiture and people deny it, people do not come up, then it will lead to final forfeiture, and we can begin to talk about how do we use this proceed of crime, for the betterment of a lot of people. So having said that, I think the pain in this story is that when will Nigerians and when will some Nigerians stop this kleptomaniac behavior? It's quite killing. It's painful. It's unfair that at the government where someone was a minister and that government was being described as one of the poorest, if not the poorest in the world, and somebody is amassing this kind of wealth, it means someone has lost that humanity in him. And it means that people can be that callous.
Right.
I don't know how they intend to use such wealth, such humongous wealth. We can't forget the story of Emefiele. We can't forget the story of Dezani. We can't forget these individuals. This has to stop.
Right.
Maybe it's time to go the way of Asia, where people will face capital punishment for act of corruption.
Obiaruko, quickly now, is it safe to say Nigeria might never witness the development it's dreaming to see, with cases like this piling up from time to time? Remember, there was a former accountant general as well of the Federation, Ahmad Idris, alongside 3 others who were also charged with over 109 billion naira fraud. From your perspective, how do you think we can get out of this kind of quagmire if we are aiming development in situations like this?
It's obvious that it's always people that are in the corridors of power with the presidency that actually gets involved in this kind of mind-blowing avarice, and primitive acquisition of wealth. So what's the only way forward is when we have a president who can wield the big stick. I mean, a president who is conscious of his environment, who knows what is going on, what his officials are doing. When President Buhari came, everybody was scared at some point. Nobody wanted to be found guilty, wanted to be found to be corrupt and all that, because people remember the war against indiscipline and all that. But unfortunately, maybe due to his ill health or age or whatever, people around him took advantage of that because they know that he was not even aware of what was going on in the ministries, in MDAs, so they took advantage of that and got involved in this kind of slaves. Now we have another president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who also has his men. Usually, when you have a political patronage, appoint people that have been there with you, it's very, very difficult for you to actually weigh the big stick, even when you find out that they are dipping their hands in the pie. So it's becoming embarrassing, and it's becoming as if Nigeria cannot have the right leadership, where we can actually end this kind of corruption amongst public office holders, particularly high the VIPs in power. So the only way we can do this is to have the president to say, look, I'm not going to spare you, even if you're serving me, even if you are the one who made it possible for me, even if you're the INEC chairman who declared my result and made me president, I'm not going to spare you. Once you are found guilty or there are complaints against you, we are going to make sure that we employ the full weight of the law against you. And then we should also see not just prosecution and all that, we should see that these people actually are, if they need to be jailed, they need to be jailed.
Jail
They
time.
need to
Okay.
return what they looted. They need to return what they looted.
Thank you.
It's very unfortunate that somebody who was an attorney general sitting in judgment against people who did this stuff in the past is also being accused of, and the evidence is there. It's very unfortunate and sad.
Well, thank you very much, Abari Kondukwe, for your time on the show. It's always a pleasure having you join us on Newsweek. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Card in 10 seconds. Can Nigeria truly defeat elite corruption? 10 seconds.
Nigeria can reduce act of corruption. Defeat, maybe not a technical knockout, but it can be reduced, and it has to be systematic. It has to be systemic. That's the word I'm looking for. It has to be technologically driven. We are not looking for great individuals alone. We are looking for great system.
Thank you for your
that
time.
can make it work. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.